All right, so check this out. I think Samsung has finally crystallized in our minds what the term the best smartphone really means. Because after you get something like the S25 Ultra, you essentially have almost everything that you need for every aspect of life, work, or play. For example, this is the best point-and-shoot camera you could ever have in your pocket on planet Earth right now, while also being one of the best video cameras for vlogging, family and friends get-togethers, vacation adventures, or if you just want to record yourself playing your clarinet. I'm just saying. It's business focused with the S Pen, so you can pop it out for documentation or signing some contracts, ultimately productivity, or even you just want to play around and doodle on your phone. But it's also super playful with the Snapdragon 8 Elite 3nm octa-core processor, so you can play some of the most graphic, intensive, demanding games and have super fun. As well as, I mean, you could always just jump on this thing and watch some Netflix movies or YouTube videos whenever you want, or maybe you could just do like me and doom scroll on TikTok and Instagram. As a matter of fact, don't do that. Never do that. It will rot your brains. But I mean, you know, you can always just get some pastime, you know, like I say, on TikTok or Instagram, whichever one works for you. You know, I'm on all of them, so if you want, you could go ahead and follow your boy. So they've finally made some worthwhile improvements that I have to say I really like what they did. But there's also a few of the things that they did that are a little bit of a head scratcher, and maybe it's just me, I didn't get it. All right, let's talk about it. So as usual in Samsung style, they kept the understated ultra premium design, but with a few improvements, and I'm really liking it. The edges are way more rounded now, so this thing sits so much more comfortable in my palm. So it's no longer, when I'm making a call or watching videos, it's no longer digging in the middle of my palm, which can be really uncomfortable in a few other models. And I definitely complain if you watch those videos, but as you can see now, it's way more rounded, feels so much more comfortable in my palm, and I'm liking it. Plus, bigger, brighter, more vivid screen with way thinner bezels, and that anti-reflective coating is an absolute game changer in my opinion. These little additions makes this quite possibly one of the best in class smartphone displays on the market right now. No matter what you're doing on this thing, when you're watching videos, whatever you're doing, they just look so beautiful and rich and vivid and bright and alive, and you just can't get enough of watching videos and just consuming content on this display. The rails are also flatter on this phone, so it can actually stand on its own without anything holding it up, which is a really interesting flex, but Samsung has finally achieved it. That Zen moment where the phone can actually stand on its own. I mean, there are other phones that could have done this before, but hey, you go, Sammy. In a surprising turn of events, the battery capacity has remained the same, 5,000 mAh, just like the prior gen, but the battery performance is slightly better than the prior gen. So I'm not sure how they achieved this. If I was a guessing person, I would guess and say maybe it's because they removed the battery from the S Pen, but I'm not sure, you know, I'm not an engineer. I wasn't there when they were making the plan to say, hey, let's remove the battery from the S Pen so we can, you know, increase the performance. You know, I'm just saying, I don't know. But we could definitely come back. I'm definitely gonna come back to that later in the video when we talk about the S Pen. But either way, it is a welcome improvement. However, on the flip side, you still get that 45-watt wired charging, the 15-watt wireless charging, and the 4.5-watt reverse wireless charging. Plus, I did notice while I was using it and charging it up a couple times, it seems to charge slightly faster than the previous gen, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's some Jedi mind tricks going on. I don't know what Samsung did, but it seems to charge a little bit faster when I plug it in these days. The S25 Ultra comes with 4 main lenses on the back: the wide angle, the ultra wide, the 3x telephoto, and the 5x telephoto lens, plus a 12 megapixel say wide angle on the front for selfie. Now, all the cameras mentioned earlier are the same as the previous gen, except for the brand new 50 megapixel ultra wide f1.9 120-degree field of view ultra wide camera. That is new on this thing, so ultra wide shots should be remarkable, or at least a little bit better than the previous gen. The S series phone cameras have always been really good, and one of absolutely the most compelling reasons to get the Ultra phone. But this year, Samsung have turned a new leaf and finally went pro with all the cameras. And I'm here for it because, I mean, this is something that we have been asking for year on year with every new iteration that comes out, and they finally did it. For photos, the color, the tone, and the overall image are way more realistic. You no longer get those oversaturated, intense, eye-popping, unnatural, unrealistic colors. Images look a lot truer to life and more relatable, which essentially makes it easier to edit depending on your style that you want to put out on social media and how you want it to look. If you want to look grungy, or if you just want it to look lively and color popping, you could always put those colors back. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to see if we could get a couple shots down this long pathway. We're going to go from the ultra wide and just step all the way until we're zoomed all the way down that pathway. So let's jump on the ultra wide first. Bam. One time. Boom. Still trying to get some of that sky. All right, where we at? 2 times. Boom. 3 times. Boom. 5 times. I would have went 4 times, but just to make it a little bit more simple, we go 10 times. Boom. And then I guess it could go 30. Times. Let's see if we can go a little bit further. And there. Gotta keep it steady. Ooh. Start getting jelly as soon as you get this far out. I missed my target. Let's see if I can get my target. Target. Boom. Boom. Alright, back up. Alright. Now we got a target. This far out is jelly. But yes, the photos are looking absolutely superb coming out of this thing. The video feature upgrades have something for absolutely everyone. The noobs, the prolific vloggers, and the run-and-gun filmmaker. You can shoot in multiple resolution and frame rates, 8K at 24 and 30 frames per second for a more professional looking high resolution video, 4K at 30 up to 120 frames per second for smoother motion. You can shoot full HD at 30 up to super slow motion option of 240 frames per second. Plus, you can now shoot in 10-bit log footage on this phone. And don't worry, you don't have to be a pro to use that feature. Samsung made it super simple, even my dumb ass can use it. So I'm absolutely sure you can do it. You can set it up to use it in the pro video mode, or you can just set it over in the regular camera mode. So whenever you pop into your camera, tap on it, put it in log mode, and you just start shooting log. I mean, for the seasoned vloggers and video shooters out there, they already know what this is. So, you know, I mean, they could hit the snooze button on this one, but for the noobs. While you're shooting, it's gonna look really flat and washed out on the screen, but log footage capture a wider dynamic range that gives you a lot more flexibility while editing and color grading your video, which allow you to have the best looking images, almost like you're using a mirrorless camera or a DSLR. You know, people are gonna wonder, you know, what did you shoot that way? And a priceless addition to this camera system is the brand spanking new 50 megapixel ultra wide phase detection autofocus super steady video recording that can also take advantage of the log recording. Plus, it is also a high resolution macro camera for those detailed close-up shots. They also added that super cool zoom slider that you could use while you're recording videos, so you can slide up and down to zoom in and out, which is really convenient because then you won't have to try to pinch the zoom. So all you have to do is just hit record and bam, it's right there waiting for you, so you can zoom in and out as far as you want. I don't think I have to tell you that the camera system on the S25 Ultra is quite arguably one of the best in class on the market right now. And the smartphone is possibly one of the most fully featured smartphone on the planet today, right now. Argue with me. Let me know down in the comment section which other camera phone you think is way more advanced than this, or more fully featured, or got a more complete camera system. I'm waiting down in the comment section. Come talk to me. But there are a few decisions or omissions that they have made, which is a little head scratching, which is the reason why I said, maybe it's just me. I didn't get it. Like, why did they remove the Bluetooth shutter snapping feature from the S Pen? I mean, S Pen is still effective as hell, but why would you remove one of the best features that help a lot of people when you want to do some selfie shots? You put a camera all the way over there, and you just click and snap. Now you gotta put the phone on timer, or you gotta buy a separate snapper. I'm just saying, why would you remove that? I mean, even another thing that is possibly, quite possibly, you could argue with me and say it's a nitpick, but why did they make the camera rings so much more pronounced on the back? Well, it didn't have any features, it's just bigger. You know, I'm just saying. Or quite possibly, it could just be an indicator that, oh, this is the 25 and not the 24 because the rings are a little bit bigger. I don't know, I'm just saying, you know. I also want to know, why did Samsung made the S25 Ultra Qi 2 ready, fully capable, but omit the magnets on the back? The basic idea of the Qi 2 wireless standard introduced back in 2023 was to make Android smartphones have that magnetic standard capabilities as the non-Android counterpart that have those, which should make this a lot more compatible with MagSafe type accessories, which a lot of people have been asking for year on year, like some of the other stuff we've been asking about. I mean, come on, Sammy, this was your big moment to upstage all the competition, but you didn't. Like I say, man, maybe it's just me. I didn't get it. On the flip side though, none of those things are really deal breakers for me personally, because this thing got way more going on for it versus those small little trade-offs that you could consider some of them nitpicks, such as the bigger, brighter, vivid, anti-reflective display that is quite possibly also simultaneously one of the best in class display on the market, as well as the newer higher resolution ultra wide lens, which means that this camera have one of the most advanced, fully featured camera system on the market. Better ergonomics, which quite arguably makes this thing a lot more comfortable to use than previous Ultras. And the S Pen still provide a boost of productivity whenever you have this phone versus, I mean, other phones that is not as productive, especially if you're a professional that wants something to alternate but keep only one phone. I'm just saying. The most powerful chip in a smartphone, good software, and I mean 7 years of support, which means you buy something like this, you don't have to worry about staying up to date. A long battery life and one of the best AI agents on a smartphone. I am gonna talk about the AI features on this phone and all its glory, but that's gonna be in a separate video, a separate package, just covering everything that the AI has to offer. If I was to put it in this video, then this video is gonna be way too long, so I put it in a separate video, so stay tuned for that. Or if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Every time I say subscribe, look down there, you're gonna see that little subscribe button lights up. Yeah, so like I said, subscribe to see that AI featured video. I've tested a lot of smartphones over the years, both on camera and off camera. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of phones that I've tested over the years that has never make it to the channel. I've made the videos on a lot of them, I've tested a lot of them, but I've just never published the video. So I have a huge archive on my hard drive stored up of cameras and smartphones that I've tested. And this is by far one of the most powerful smartphones I've tested to date. There's a lot of smartphones out there right now that is probably just as capable, but for the people who live in North America and Latin America, like myself, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is the pinnacle of the Samsung experience. If you're thinking about getting one of these, I think you should just run down to your local Samsung store right now, test one out, and possibly pick one up. Or maybe you don't have a Samsung store in your area, you know, because they're far and few in between, especially in my area. You can just run down to your local carrier store and pick one of these up. Maybe you might get a good deal. But if you can't find that, you can definitely check down in the description where I might have a link where you can go ahead and order one for yourself. However, if the S25 Ultra is priced a little bit out of your range, you can get a similar experience with the S25 Plus, also the S25, which you could possibly save a little bit of money towards that Galaxy Watch or earbuds that you've been thinking about. But I'm gonna say right now, I like this phone. As a matter of fact, I love this phone, and I mean, there's no other phone you would want in your pocket when you go out, especially when you go out with your kids, with your family. You know, like I say, this is the best point and shoot you could have in your pocket right now. I absolutely love it. If you want to see me do a day in a life vlog with this phone, comment day in a life down in the comment section and put a smiling emoji. I think it would be really cool to see me going around, zipping around day to day. You know, maybe on my scooter, maybe, you know, doing a couple of different errands. A day in a life with that video. Let me know if you want to see that. Tell me what you think about the Galaxy S25 Ultra. If there's something I left out about this phone that you think I didn't mention, I didn't talk about, let me know down in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. If you like videos like these, click my face to get subscribed. Or you can watch one of these other videos right here, made for you. Thank you for watching. Click the like button on your way out. And remember, look at the subscribe button when I say subscribe. Thank you for watching. It's your boy. Big up yourself.